Well, hello, Amos. What's going on, sir? I figured I'd jump in. I saw you swing in real quick. Larry is here as well. Very fast. You guys are on it tonight. Well, it's a good thing then that I jumped in fast now that I'm actually getting some people in. It's good to see you guys. Another week has gone by. Larry, I'm gonna throw this one at you. Uh, does time ever slow down? These weeks just pass, and it feels like I just sat here. Well, I did just sit here a few days ago with you guys about something else on the cryptocurrency stream, I guess you could call it. But these weeks just disappear, man. It's so fast, and it seems like I accomplish little to nothing. I did. However, I don't have the wall set up to rearrange everything yet, but I did get all the things I think I need to hang decorations. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, hey Tony. Good to see you guys, my brother. Tony there, Anthony. 4 rappers dead this month. What the hell is going on with this world? I'm gonna have to look that up and see who they are, because that's definitely concerning. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world, and I try not to pay attention to most of it because it's just so much anymore. It seems like every day something's going on. Somebody said something about the weather coming. We had snow here last night and today in Ohio, and I could have swore, I swear I checked the weather report earlier in the week, the general forecast. I didn't see anything. And so I was just kind of like appalled that I sent my daughter to school in like a lightweight jacket kind of thing because I dropped her off the night before. I didn't know the snow was coming. And everyone's like, oh yeah, it's been all over the news and social media, and like, I ain't seen nothing about it. Then again, I guess I've been focused on other things, but you can miss a lot. Oh, Black Rob, Worm, and oh wow, Dayton rapper Crispy. Damn. Well, I knew DMX. I mean, I think most of us knew about DMX, and that is it's just really weird. Because I thought he had, in the last few years, I thought he had got his life cleaned up. I mean, I don't think, I never, heard of anyone talking about him having, a heavy drug problem or anything. So, I don't know. A lot of strange circumstances there, but, what are you going to do? Unfortunately, life moves on. No, the older you get, the faster it passes. And that's what I'm afraid of. And I feel young until I see some of these young cats at work, like some of the really young ones specifically, and they think I'm younger than I am, which I guess is good, but it's just they're like, oh wow, you're 38? Yeah. And then I hear it and I'm listening to myself say it 30, oh shit, I really am getting old. Not much of the rap genre. Might just be a lifestyle issue. No, I don't think all of that was. I don't know about the Dayton rapper and the other 2 guys. DMX died supposedly of a drug overdose or something like that. Yeah, a lot of it's just... A lot of times, actually recently, Bill, and I know this is slightly off topic, but a lot of times anymore, they've been targeted for their wealth, right? People want to, rob them because they think that they got money. So, well, in some cases they do, but, there was one, I want to say it was in Florida. It was an up-and-coming guy. He was, doing all right. His career was finally, moving. He was feeling good or whatever. And he was at, some... four-wheeler store or car dealership or something like that, and he was leaving there from making a purchase or doing some shopping or something, And these guys just shot him, trying to rob him. Like, just straight to it. Like, it's weird. It's strange how fast things can go. Oh, the COVID vaccine. Oh, here's almost 40. Yeah, backwoods. You look young too, so I think we both have that gift. And I still feel young. I think I act young. I don't know what that means, but I think I do. I feel like I do. I feel like a grown kid. But I lost my train of thought on that one. Oh, right. So the vaccine. I'm gonna quote something here. And I'm not gonna say where it came from because I can't. Hint, hint, wink, winks, guys that know me. I'm just gonna say that I came across this the other day, and I was so concerned that I decided to take a picture, just so. And sometimes there's like little questionnaires that go out, regarding different topics and things. And, they're all supposed to be anonymous and whatnot. Mostly it's general stuff, safety, things like that. But this one came up the other day, and I was thoroughly... I'm a pretty cool guy. Like, I can get by. I give, all the government shills their little, 10 minutes and whatever. I'm usually not that bad on it. But this one, gave me pause and, made me just go, what the So, hold on. Listen to this questionnaire that I got. And there was more to it, but this is the nail in the coffin, I guess. And this is poised in the form of a question. I think sort of like a question statement. And it says, and this is a multiple choice answer, I believe getting the vaccine is the most important thing I can do to protect people I care about. What? Wait, what? That's not a factual anything. That's not, hey, are you keeping 6 feet from people? Hey, are you wearing your mask? Those things I get. That's kind of normal. But that's a completely opinionated question aimed at figuring out what your stance on vaccination is. And no matter which side you're on that one, that's just really concerning that, that was actually posed to people on a mass scale. And I will say I chose not to answer. And then, when you chose not to answer, they ask you why you chose not to answer. And luckily enough for me, not answering that one was also an option. So I did not feed the government goat on that one. It's get weird out here, folks. It seems like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not hearing a whole lot about COVID anymore, yet we're all still doing all this stuff. And, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it depends on how you feel about it, and everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but I'm not hearing about it. I'm not seeing anything about it. Everything, for the most part seems to be returning to normal, so I'm confused as to why we're still making this a huge deal. It's weird. Anyhow, to keep things rolling, because the night I'm going to try not to keep it short because I know last week was a little short because I had that conference call. But tonight's drink of choice is Victory Brewing Company, and it's Golden Monkey. Now, it's a weird one because they claim that they did not intend it to taste like bananas. I think the name came from the beer. You know what I mean? Like, they made the beer, like, what can we call this? And it came out with the name Golden Monkey. It has a taste. It's not direct. It's like if you took a bunch of spices and brewing and things and something came out with a slightly, like, banana-esque flavor. It tastes like what the beer form of banana nut bread would. It's got like a hint of like earthy kind of nutmeg, cinnamon kind of something. But then you get that finish and it tastes just like bananas. But the problem with this one is if it's going to zoom in on it, which it probably won't, you can kind of see it there. This bad boy is 9.5% alcohol by volume. It is no lightweight. So I drank a couple of these a while back on draft, luckily enough, and they were good, but I didn't last long. So we're going to have to see how I do on this one. We're going to get to the R tools in a minute. For the few of you that were in on the very odd... See, I gotta kill this thing. I got stuff coming up on my screen. Oh, shoot. Now I gotta go back and check it. Give me 2 seconds. My cryptocurrency miner's like switching between protocols, trying to get me the best deal on what I'm mining, and when it does that, it pops up the code on the screen and kind of tells you what it's doing. Okay, so I think we're still good. So anyway, for those of you that were here on the cryptocurrency stream, and this I like telling you guys a little bit about what's going on with me. I think you're sort of somewhat invested, and this is my show. So here we go. I don't know what happened, but I invested a bunch of money. Not a bunch, but some money. After the divorce, I started playing with cryptocurrency. I've always wanted to, ever since like way back when, and never did. And, you know, looking at Bitcoin and things like that, now I feel bad. So I was like, fuck it. Oh, sorry, Bill. I was like, screw it. I'm going to get on there, and I'm actually going to start doing something about this. I'm actually going to start playing with it. Well, I mean, I can say I hit something. I don't really think I'm done with it, but I'll explain that in a minute. But I've lost some, mostly due to my own stupidity. But in specific case, I actually hit one. I'll switch you guys over so you can see what I'm talking about. I know this is not the normal part of the stream, but I'll just explain this to you. Let me go way back here so I can explain it to the few of you that weren't in here. We'll go on the day stream. Okay, so here's not the entire... Well, I mean, technically, I guess it's the entire chart. No, it goes only back to... Yeah, the year 2020. Okay, so this is this year for this coin that I have. And this is Dogecoin. Not financial advice. Don't buy it. I mean, yeah, buy it, but don't, like, do your own research. I have to say that because apparently it's a YouTube thing. Anyhow. Where is it? Somewhere in here. Right? Oh, damn it. I moved the mouse. Right? It's somewhere in there. If you look here, and it's hard to see, where that dotted line comes over, it's telling you off to the side what that price is, the one that moves with my mouse there at the bottom. back here where the clicker is, the finger pointer, that's where I started buying this. And I sold a bunch of it to move trading platforms around here, made a couple thousand, and then bought back in to it in here, and then moved a whole bunch more into it around here because I saw this happening. And so basically now I'm sitting here at 30 cents a coin. When I got in, it was below a penny. I've made a good amount of money, but here's the caveat. So if I go over here, this is my wallet. This is one of the exchanges. This is the balance on my account for this coin. This is, I mean, I have to, here's all my transactions, and there's a bunch of them. And this is just since I came on here. Maybe $3,000, maybe. Like, I've done a lot with it. I've moved things, I've traded into other coins, and I've done a lot of stuff. So it's hard to really like get an exact dollar cost average of what I got into this, but it's less than half of what you see there. So that's great, right? Like, I could sell this right now, and that would be fine, except for the fact that I think it's going up further. Here's the caveat, and I'm trying not to ignore the chat, but let me get in through this. So I got a few things going on financially. Obviously, I've put some of my other money into this thing and stuff, but I was like, it's cool. I got my taxes, coming, whatever that's going to be. I get to claim both kids this year, which is abnormal, and I'm like, okay, it's cool. Whatever. So I finally filed my taxes. I got the YouTube thing. I did some stuff with my 401k last year, making withdrawals and things. So, like, it was kind of crazy, but I didn't get very much. I was like, okay, but that's still cool. Some small form of net profit, right? And then my accountant calls me, and they're like, oh, hey, your thing got rejected. There's a problem with one of my dependents. Now, I'm not going to go into that. But basically, it's a nightmare. It's like my stuff's rejected. Like, unless I get like a bunch of other people involved and all this stuff and try to figure these things out, then like maybe I'll see something by the summer if I'm getting anything at all, because I wasn't getting very much to begin with. So basically, I'm not really going to see any taxes. And it's not that I was counting on them, but I was kind of like, not expecting them, but it was kind of guaranteed, right, to some degree. I wasn't expecting much, but now I'm getting like nothing. As a matter of fact, I might even owe after the recalculation. So now I'm looking at that darn money over here, and I'm like, I want to sell it. I want to. I probably need to. But I think it's going to go up even more. Like, and I don't know. That could be 3 days. That could be 3 months. It could be 3 years. I don't know. But I think it's going to go up even more. Probably triple at least what this is. So that's my current dilemma. Kind of not stressed out, but just kind of weighing my options, looking at things, trying to figure out what other courses of action I could take, because I really don't want to sell this. Because like I said, I showed you on the chart, I bought all this way back when. To try to build this back up would literally cost what you see on the screen at the current price. So the case is a little different now. You really can't go back to the levels at which I bought this. So at any rate, that's one of the things. But the good news is, somewhere in here, in this 10 grand or whatever, as it goes up and down, is the money that I made last year from the channel. So somewhere in there, the channel made some profit, and we'll see what that turns into, even though I've not been doing anything as of recent, but we'll see. But yeah, that's where we're sitting. I mean, God, if I go back 1 month, okay, so it says this, okay, the price isn't right, because we wicked up at one point at like to just under 50 cents. And then I had a balance in here of $16,000 at the time. So that's the most that it's been worth, and that was like a week or something ago, a little over a week. So we'll see how it plays out, but I'm trying not to cash out on that investment. It's just there's a lot of other stuff going on. I may have to dip into it. I try not to ignore the chat. I really do. It just depends on what I'm talking about. Plus, with my new setup, it's way over here. And I gotta kind of lean in to see it. All's well's on the homestead. That's good, Amos. My Sunday fishing partner's stepson is on a ventilator in Boston. That sucks, Bill. I'm guessing that's probably back to like the COVID stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying nothing about vaccines. I'm not taking a position on there. I received all the important ones, but some things, I'm just wary about. I really don't take the flu vaccine. I don't. People can feel however they want to feel about that one. I don't do that one. And the COVID one, I'm no medical expert, and I'm not the smartest person in the world, but that seems rushed to me. And normally human trials are like this long phase and sometimes can take years and years of getting approvals, but under the guise of public health or safety or whatever it was, we've got multiple different vaccines that have been pushed out in, from start to finish, quite literally like a year or less. It just seems I'm gonna ride this one out. Like that's just me. That's just where I'm at. I mean, I don't know. 2 years from now, if things all seem hunky dory and there's no big issues and everybody's fine, maybe, I'll take it. Or I don't know. Or the COVID 2022 vaccine or whatever. But well, yeah, I'd love to change the setup, Amos, to a more efficient manner. I'm working on it. It's just it's a process. Work. I guess I should probably get off of the cryptocurrency thing. I'm scaring all the people away. I only got a few of you in here. Work came up with an opportunity, and it involves probably some travel. But my young daughter, and I haven't got her to talk too much about it, but we just talked briefly about it, and she is adamantly against me traveling, because this would be like nationwide. And they'd be small trips, short trips, a day, 2 days, probably 3 days tops at any given place, but she's just adamantly against me traveling like that. So even though it'd be pretty sporadic based on my knowledge. So they offered me that today, and I told them I'd get back to them tomorrow, and from the sounds of it, I might actually have to turn them down. 37 here. It says it feels like 28. Yeah, it's coming. You're up there in Boston, aren't you? Or the Massachusetts area, if I remember right, Amos? Yeah, there should be a little bit of snowy stuff flying your way. Alright, guys, the few that are actually still in here, let's actually roll through some articles. Now, this is Reddit, people make posts and yada yada yada. You get a bunch of different stuff, but let's see what we come in on. Here's this guy. I think this is a different guy. How do they all take the same style pictures? I got to figure these things out. But anyhow, he's got a vintage hand drill here that he has bought for $3, refurbished, and took a little artistic license. I'm guessing what he means there is with the green accent. Why? Maybe he wants it to match his Ryobi tools. I don't know. But it looks... Let's zoom in here and see what we can find. I still see... Oh, I can barely make it out. But I do see some kind of markings there on it. There's still a lot of pitting on the metal, which... I mean, I guess depending on, the level of restoration you're trying to achieve is actually kind of a good thing. That means he didn't, take a whole bunch of material off. He just basically cleaned up the surface. The wood looks good. I like the character and the contrast in the wood. The knob looks still pretty good. He did a good... well, I'm going to say... I'd have to see a little more detail and move some light, but he did a good job on the finish. It looks like nice shellac of some sorts on there, or I mean, I wouldn't think he would do epoxy or anything, but you never know. It's probably polyurethane or something. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It does look like he cleaned it up pretty well. So that's a plus. Pretty good little refurbish job there. This guy built a workbench. All the metal parts from an old table and restored it. Okay, so let's see if we can zoom in here a little bit. Okay. Oh, it's not going to let me scroll around. Okay, so it's not that bad. It looks like he basically built a new wooden top. I would say the wood that he used for the top doesn't look too... It looks like that new growth stuff. I mean, and I'm not critiquing the guy. I mean, you use what you got. Obviously, this is a DIY workbench or refurbished or whatever you want to call it. But I would have liked to see a little bit better quality wood on the top. But then again, you never know. I mean, for him, that might have been something he just had laying around and, he made it work. Definitely needs... I mean, I would have put something on there, some kind of coating. I know it's a workbench, epoxy, something to give it some protection and, against grease and oil and whatnot. But, again, not too bad. Pretty good job. Better looking than anything I've had in the last 10 years. Oh boy. The Koken. Don't get me wrong. Oh my god, what? And my phone just goes off. Oh, okay. My phone decided it was notification time. I get I'm sure there's a use for these little, I want to call them finger ratchets, but they're not. Call them micro ratchets, whatever. I'm sure there's a use, right? But I don't know. I tend to think that there would be some other options. If this is the thing you need, or that gets you there, I mean, I guess. But, and that Koken, Koken's probably cheaper than the Knee Pros, but that's still probably mildly expensive. I'm saying probably $35-40 or something for that. Let's see. Koken. Koken Tiny Ratchet. Ha ha! What did I say? I mean, I don't know. You gotta look through, but there's one. That's not the exact one, but that's a Koken 3/8. One very similar to what that guy has, and it's 35. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing at the moment. And that might be, is it, did he say, is it that's gotta be the 3/8, right? Yeah, it's got to be the 3/8. But yeah, so like, yeah, 35, $40 for that. I mean, I'm not bashing you. I'm just saying I'd cut off a Harbor Freight or something before I'd spend $40 on. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Probably just me. I'm not allowed to use my new torque wrench as a hammer. All the things. I love some of these things. Like the warning labels and the different things that they put in. Like, don't use it as a lever, pry bar to lift things. Don't use it as a hammer. I don't see much else that it says not to do because he cut off the picture. But it's a hazard. Not too bad. Good company. Guys building a powder coating setup. I'm kind of wondering why the hole's so small. See if we get it. Oh, okay. That's probably a window to see then. And that's like a hole. That's the oven that he's baking in. So, alright. Yeah, good job there. I like that. Walter, good to see you, sir. Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I tend to think in a lot of those cases you could probably find something else. Like, again, I'm sure it has its uses, but 35, $40 for a little. It's not a finger ratchet, micro ratchet, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I'm not back where I need to be yet. It's not too bad. It's just, I mean, you really got to be doing a lot of wrenching or run into those specific issues on a regular basis for you to need something like that. Electronics kit overhaul. Looks like his soldering station. And he's got some of those Irwin. And Mark isn't in here yet, and I think he posted this to the tool sales and deals page. But these things, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've come along in the last like 10 years or whatever. But the last time I picked one of these up and really started messing, I couldn't stand them. I don't like them. They seem big. They seem bulky. Give me some wire strippers and I'm good. Like, I don't need all this crazy. I think they're trying to reinvent the wheel. And I never really got them to work that well. That's just me. Oh, guys. The rainbow shineth bright on this guy, and he walked to the end of it, and he found a 10 millimeter. Now, I don't know. I can't. I mean, I want to say Craftsman on this. It looks like Craftsman. I know that's typical for them to have the etching, the little lines across the bottom on the 10 millimeters. Probably Craftsman. But that is cool, because nobody ever finds them again. Yes, don't use your torque wrench as a breaker bar. Also, it's not a screwdriver or a microwave. Okay. Nipex Kooky? What? I don't understand what that's tagging. Maybe tag somebody else. The Vito Pro Pack is filling up. Wera Allen wrenches, new tools for the day. Not bad. That's the XL. And Vito Pro Packs are really good. They're top of the line, but and I'm not saying it's not deserved, but it costs you. They are expensive. But if you're a tradesman or, traveling maintenance to, whatever degree you might think, yeah, it's gonna come in handy. It's gonna be useful. So, and I think not too long ago, maybe like within the last 4 or 5 months, they came out with a new one. I don't think it's this one. It was like a slightly different setup. Have to look into that one. But yeah, they're expensive. I mean, you're talking about probably 300-400 bucks for a bag. Which is, I mean, it's quality, but it's still approaching the level of crazy that I try not to reach very often. Okay, Gador, hammer, some Nipex, well, lots of Nipex. That's a pretty good one. Advertisement. What's this guy do? Ooh, Facum. Oh, yeah. Now, see, I will say this. I haven't seen a lot of the Facum stuff. I just haven't. It's escaped me. It's not available at most of the retailers that I shop at. The Century Trading Company up there in Van Wert, Ohio, I'm not saying they carry like a huge selection, but they had some up there that I could, really say for the first time, like I actually got to like sit and play with and kind of look at and gather my thoughts on them. They look solid. They look as good as anything else that I think I would, choose to spend a little more money on. Um, it's quality stuff. Like I don't see any problems with it. So definitely nice. And they tend to do some things. I've seen some things from them that just other companies don't really venture into, and I like that. I like that a lot. Like Michael Pro Tools is trying to do that a little bit. Ulsa Tools at times does try to do that. Kind of come up with stuff that like most people aren't, trying to make or cover. I mean, they're not reinventing things, but you know what I mean. Like the one that I can specifically think of is that Michael Pro. It's like a torque wrench, but it's like a T-bar. I guess is the best way I can explain it. Autobahn, I think he has one. And the thing looks awesome. Take your pick. I mean, it's a big thing, but it makes using it a little better and a lot more sturdy because you're not this far or an extension away and you don't have to hold this. You can literally just two-hand it, and I think it would cause you to be more accurate. The only 420 we celebrate around here. That's funny. It's now, no, are they not? Are you serious? Are you serious, Walter? Okay. We need to petition the government to stop Stanley Black & Decker from buying up every tool company and turning it to crap. Even Proto, which I have most of my toolbox at work, and actually 2 of the toolboxes at work are Proto. And I'm not dogging it. I'm not. But and that's work money. So we all know work does with their money what they want. So we got Proto. And they're not bad. They're quality things. But to me, I would not pay the money that they're asking for the Proto stuff. It's just, it's not there. I would buy SK. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for, right? Like, Williams. I mean, I know that's the Snap-on Industrial and whatnot, right? Right Tools. They make good stuff. I mean, if you're really going to go made in America and you're really going to pay high prices, I just stab me in the heart, whatever you want to say. Proto's just not really there, and I think part of that is Stanley Black & Decker. Did they really? I gotta go back and look at the the tree. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's Stanley Black and Decker just mess up everything they touch. Their tools were never like great, but at one point I would argue they were probably on par or close to like Craftsman back in the day. Like they were still like I wouldn't be ashamed to have a Stanley anything. And then they just went full on, like, we'll just slap our name on whatever cheap Chinese whatever we can get a hold of, and they've tarnished the name. Just like Black & Decker. Black & Decker used to be like a half-decent brand, and then they started making every... What is it? Some old guy told me once, like, what do you say? When you try to do everything, you do nothing well. And that is so true. It's very true for, everything. Take that and, throw it into whatever aspect of life you're talking about. If you're too spread thin and you're trying to focus on all this stuff, probably like I am right about now, the stress levels just through the roof, you can't do any of it to any like great degree of precision. You have to, forgive me, Bill, you have to half-ass it like some of the time to get through it, because you just have so much on your plate or so much you're trying to pay attention to or accomplish, whatever have you. And that's Stanley Black & Decker. And whoever it is that they own, like, it's just, there's too much. Stanley, like, literally makes a version of just about every tool, and they're all useless. Like, they're all half quality and won't last through most jobs you buy them for. It's just, and that's sad, because they used to actually be like, see, crypto switched. They used to actually be like a half decent contractor grade stuff. I mean, the tape measures levels, like we're talking 20 years ago or whatever, when they were like respected, I guess. And it's just sad to see the downfall. And then like a lot of these other companies I'm starting to see try to branch out. Michael Pro Tools, also Tools, some of these other names, trying to really like attempt to be different, not put out the same stuff to the same audience year after year, or this same thing that you've already bought and probably have 2 or 3 of, but with like one extra feature. Like, they're not doing that. So it's sad. It really is. Had a 1/4-inch drive Matco ratchet start to skip. Sent it back to Matco, and they sent me a brand new one, which seems to be pretty decent. Time will tell. That's good. Well, and I think Matco's, they're pretty good on their warranty, aren't they? Don't they outsource a lot of their stuff, though, if I remember right? Like, they're the one kind of outlier that some of their sourcing is like Taiwan, and I dare I say some of it might even be like rebranded. I thought like on the hierarchy, Snap-on, Mac, Matco, like I always thought that like Matco was like somehow slightly at a disadvantage to the other larger tool truck companies. Do they still have trucks and reps? I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. But I haven't seen one that I can remember. And I know there's a Mac guy and a couple of Snap-on guys that are up here in my area. I sometimes see them when they're driving. I'm guessing they're driving home, which is funny. Streamlight. Now this is... Why does that look plastic? Streamlight, if you don't know, let's look. Okay, that's the Stinger LED. Okay, this is not the one that I bought. Well, I won't say I bought. My last job, we had Streamlight LED versions, but they were the metal. I probably still have. Gonna get fired from stealing. I probably still have one or two somewhere around. I forget what they were called because whatever we called them was whatever we put. We had like a robotic dispensing system. You had to type stuff in to get stuff. And flashlights were one of them because they were about $100 or more for like one of these like little pocket-sized flashlights. And you could only get like two or three before you had to go get a supervisor of some kind to like reauthorize you. But they were good. They were metal. They were pretty bright. I mean, ours got torn up because of, oil and different things and all that stuff, grease and whatnot. So some of ours didn't last as long, but it was heavy use. Like, if you're going to carry like a little flashlight like that, a Streamlight, definitely. I don't know about this one. This one looks like plastic. I don't have a lot of confidence in this one. Renegade's Garage finally made it. All of Matco tools are rebranded. Okay, so there's your answer from the expert. And then I wanted to say that like it sounded to me like that's what was mostly going on, but I try not to speak in absolutes because I can always be wrong and sometimes often am. Well, now that Renegade's here, he can keep you guys busy in the chat. I try not to ignore it. Sometimes early on when I'm talking, whatever, I do try not to ignore it. I know that doesn't seem like it, but I do. Okay, so here we have a right 10-inch and a 15 half-inch drive ratchets bought used. That's the old style. Those are going to serve you well. And I will say, what you see here, this big, fat, knurled handle, please, God, bring these back. You need it to be thick. You need the grip, whether you're using gloves or not, or you want to call somebody a sissy, whatever. Don't care. And I don't care what the head of the ratchet looks like, right? Like the new style, obviously, is going to be better than these old dinosaurs here. But this is my absolute favorite handle. On anything. Comfort, grip, don't care. This is what they need to be. And this is still, I want to say for the most part, SK still has some of these style. You can purchase them. I know they had made some of their newer versions more like the contoured, smooth chrome. I'm not in, I'd rather have this. I'd rather have a thick handle to grab with some knurling on it. Like, I don't think that's too much to ask. That's much better than some of the other options. Plus, I mean, you just feel a little better because you get a little more metal for your ratchet, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Steel prices are up. Okay, that's one monkey down. Let's see how far I get. I'm going to give it a minute before I go get another one. Okay. Nobody, excuse me, nobody upvoted. Nobody's commented. It's been an hour. Is bad joke? I'm chalking it up to a bad joke because this dude, I got the same thing from Harbor Freight, and it's probably going to function just as well. Or wait, no. No, I didn't get it from Harbor Freight. I got the one from Tractor Supply Company. Yeah. my young and I just started my collection. I got my own place and can no longer rely on my dad's tool. Oh, I'm young. Okay. I was confused by that first statement. I can't read. That I understand. Okay, so I picked up one box yesterday on sale for $90, originally $180. I liked it so much I had to go back for another. Hey man. No. I started out in different places, but I eventually got to that level, and I still have what's left of something like that in the storage unit. I still use it for some things, stuff I don't go to as often. But yeah, like there's nothing wrong with these cheaper, low cost, I just need some storage toolboxes. You don't want to do too many of them. You got about 2 of them, I think that's fine. Wait till you build up more or you need more space and just buy a whole nother bigger box. Like that's kind of the idea. Like you move up and up and up slowly. But yeah, don't buy too many of these small cheap boxes because you're going to want better quality. Wait a little bit, spend about $400 or $500 on a bigger box. My workstation from my older videos when I had the garage, and it's still in storage, so I still have it. That thing only cost me a little over $500. I watched sales. I waited, for things to happen. I had a promotion from Home Depot. I was able to get that thing for a pretty good price considering what it is. It's a 62-inch workstation with a metal pegboard on the back. For what it is, not too bad. Not that bad of a deal. Side-mounted power strip that's flush with the side of the toolbox. Not the best setup, but at least you can expand on it, right? You have some power there, USB ports and all that. So, yeah, for a lot less than a lot of people think, you can really get into your tool storage. But I would definitely, and I think most people would agree with me, I would emphasize you want the tools over the storage, right? Like, it depends on what your price point is and what your availability is. If you got the money, you do whatever you want. But the tools are more important than the storage. You want nice storage, but you don't necessarily need it. You could keep them in a milk crate if you really wanted to, and it'd probably work. It might not be ideal or optimal, but it's going to work. So, yeah, just watch out for that. Oh boy, my phone's going to go off in a minute. My work phone, I'm not taking the call, but I'm going to go grab another one of these monkey beers. Hey Josh, I do see you. It's good to see you, sir. Welcome to the stream. We're running through our tools. Gotta go back, see if I can find something else for you guys to talk about. This. Ooh, hold on. I'm blowing it up as big as I can. Come on, there you go. Alright, talk about that. This is a slim style box cutter, utility knife, whatever you want to call it. Oh boys, I'm in trouble on this one. These things are not, it's not playtime when you're drinking these 10%ers or 9.5, whatever. It's not playtime. But they're so tasty, like especially this one. Like the first time I ordered it, the friend that I was with told me, like, oh, like it kind of sort of tastes like banana, and that's why, the whole, we think that's why it's called Golden Monkey. Alright, bet. I'm not intimidated by no banana beer. Yeah, give it to me. Take it. Drink it. Only on, like, halfway through my second one was I like, how much ABV is this? Oh, it's 10. So, like, I already drank some before that. And so here I am, basically slamming double beers. And I'm like, oh boy. Okay. Started getting real tipsy real quick. An expensive toolbox won't make you any money if it's empty. My toolboxes don't make me any money. They cost me money, and they don't even really save me that much money. It's a very weird double-edged sword right now. Hopefully this situation is temporary, I think, in the long run, and we'll see. Actually, I have a confession to make. There are 8 of you in here, and I might as well tell you all while you're here. I have to take my cars to get oil changes at a lube tech shop thing. I don't mind taking my car to a mechanic to get real work done, right? But I feel so bad trying to take my car somewhere to get the oil changed. I always have, when I didn't have the ability, and then when I did, and then when I lost it, if that ever happened. I always feel really bad taking my car to go get an oil change, because I know, I could do it for much cheaper and in 20 minutes or whatever, however long it basically takes for the oil to drain. It's upsetting. And push has come to shove, and it's time that I must go get the oil changed on both my cars. And I'm going to have to go to a little lube tech shop. It's upsetting. It is. It's very upsetting. Yeah, saying so. Yeah, well, again, hopefully this is just kind of temporary. This current setup. I mean, I don't mind living here, but I don't know. Rent a garage or something. I don't know. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the future at this point. But I know if I move from here, if I go somewhere, I'm going somewhere with a damn garage. Because I need to tinker. Like I'm losing my mind. Alright. Yeah, so back to, it's a Gerber slim utility knife thing. I will say this. We can zoom. Oh, zooming in does not do good on this. Okay, it does look slim. It does look compact. I like it. Only thing that I'm super concerned about is the amount of that razor blade that is open, and that's where your hand goes. Your hand goes here. It looks like too. Look at that. How irresponsible are they? That's a finger guard, I'm pretty sure. Finger grip for where when it's flipped open, that's where your finger's supposed to rest. Look how close your finger is resting to slicey fury. Nah. I like it, it's cool, but I don't think it's super practical. If you were gonna do it, all of this, then figure out a way to make this come back out to here. This guard. I don't need... And plus, really you only need about half the blade anyway. Because you're going to flip it. This is the dual-sided blade. So why... I don't like that. Other than that, it looks pretty cool. But they probably want $30 for it. Hold on, now we gotta look. I can't spell. I don't claim to. Phones have made me lazy. That looks pretty close, right? Was that even Gerber? Is this Gerber? Okay, that... Oh, okay. Is that really Gerber? That's at Walmart? Okay, that one's cheaper than I thought, but that looks like the... If I had to guess, that looked like the prototype. That thing looked kind of bulky. It didn't look like what we saw. What's this? No, not pocket knife. Am I not? Okay. It doesn't look like a quick search is going to yield any results. And maybe that doesn't look like the same thing. But anyway, yeah, that was less than I thought. $10, even if that was a slightly different model, that's not bad. Alright. I made a holder for the Harbor Freight pipe, tap, and die set. The 1/2-inch MPT die fit perfectly in a 2-inch galvanized coupling in my scrap bin. I mean, yeah. Just depends on how far you need to tap it, because you're all threads through the... Man. Listen, I've done it too. I've been here. I've done this exact same thing. And I'm not dogging on it. But oh, there's no engineering there. You didn't do anything. You basically just drilled a hole, maybe 2-3 holes in something, and it just happened. Like, that's not, man. Yes, you did a thing, but it's not even really a functional tool. You can only tap like a very short distance. You're not actually, I mean, I guess if you're going to use it as for pipe thread, you only need the end of it. But what if you need threads on something longer? Yes, it's functional. It works. I'm not dogging you. The wrap job on the all thread looks pretty good. I don't see any nuts though. Holding, I'm kind of wondering what that actually looks like. No, zooming, and it looks like he's been tapping a lot of pipe with it. So okay, so he's doing it for pipe. In that case, it does work. It's functional, but I mean, I don't think you made anything. You just kind of made it fit a little, sort of. And it's Harbor Freight. Like, I mean, this is like cheap to the max. You know what I mean? Little overboard maybe on the cheap. But I don't know. I don't know your budget. I don't know what you're going through. But, I mean, kudos for getting something that works. But I wonder how long you spent on this to save 10 or 15 bucks or whatever the actual tool would have cost. Ooh, monkey beer. Oh, the quick oil change places have had customers bring their vehicle to us for an oil leak to find out they had the oil changed at a quick change and didn't tighten the oil. Yeah, dude, don't stop it. Walter, you're going to get me all self-conscious. It's bad enough. There's one of them. What is it? One of them? I remember a while back, and they probably still do. I remember them advertising, like, you could watch a camera, like you could watch them change your oil or something. Like, that's a horrible idea. And they're only doing that for idiot people that have no idea what they're seeing, because you know them lube techs are like, I hope this guy doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing down here, because he's going to see me do like 4 things wrong. I'm not looking forward to it, but I pushed it as far as I could. I kept checking my oil like the last month or two, like, maybe I'll figure something out, but no. So I got to go get them changed. Especially the Fiesta, and I know this is hard to believe because so much time has passed, but I have the 2 cars. I bought the Taurus right there, before the actual vacating of the house of the divorce and everything. So I bought the Taurus because I needed a backup vehicle that I could move the kids in relatively easy. So I bought that, and I did some stuff to it a little bit there before I left. Not much, but a little. And so I was mainly driving that for a while and still sort of favorite the Fiesta's manual and yada, yada, yada. Longer trips, I'll take the Fiesta. normal stuff for the most part. I'll just take the tours. But this is, this is the first oil change on the Fiesta since I redid the engine. Since I did the head gasket, the timing, and the water pump, and everything else that I did. Seems like forever ago. But it's the first oil change since then. So, I mean, and I don't get to do it. Not happy. But, yeah, I mean, that's a good sign, though. I've made it 4,000 some odd miles in that car now and not had any issues out of it. I don't give a... Is Bill still here? I don't give a damn if I live in an apartment and I don't have a garage. I used to do work and it still functions. I know what I'm doing. I know it may not look like I do by the current scheme, but yes, I do know what I'm doing. I am mechanically and electrically inclined. I speak like a 12-year-old or something on ADD, but trust me when I say that when work needs to get done, it will get done. It might look like this guy's pipe threader, but it'll get done. Let me check the chat. I know Renegade's laughing at me. I like the hex style dies better. Yes! Oh, God, Walter. Man, where have you been? You need to stop by the stream a little more. I know you have been more recently here in the last month or so, couple of weeks. But yeah, you need to stop by. Contributing to the conversation. Yes, the hex dies. You can put a wrench on them. You can put a socket on them. It's just light years better than the round. The round is lazy and cheap manufacturing, and you can't convince me otherwise. Yes, the hex dies are just better. I will say this too, and I get like the taps, like the square for the tools. I get the shank idea and how that's supposed to fit up, but it has occurred to me that there should be like a better way to do taps. Now I get like they need to be firm and all that, and so you have the adjustability. There's got to be a slightly better way, because there are times where you're just cleaning out threads and things that you could probably just throw a wrench. Like, you're not going to run into, hopefully, any heavy resistance. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's always bothered me, that the taps are square shank and that they don't even attempt to consider anything else ever. I mean, I guess you need it sometimes for the tighter stuff, but if you're just doing like a clean out, you could just run. I've seen guys more times than I can count. Like, I'll clean out threads with a drill on low, with chuck set. Like, I will say, I'm guilty of that. But I've seen guys straight tapping stuff with taps and drills, which is just, I don't need to tell you guys how wrong that actually is for slippage or anything else. But yeah, like trying to tap stuff with drills is no. It's not. I mean, especially if you're tapping anything substantial, right? If it's like some relatively thin metal, sheet metal kind of stuff, then maybe you're going to run a few threads through something. But anything substantial, no, you're not running a tap through it with a drill. The Lyle tap sockets, and they're worth every penny. That's a good thing to know, Walter. Alright, so back to the R tools. This guy, his 23-year-old Craftsman finally sprung a leak, so he bought a new Craftsman. That's not a bad looking thing there. That looks a lot more heavy duty than mine's a Husky. 20, or yeah, it's like, I want to say it's like a 27. They don't make it anymore, but they make like a newer model or something of it. It's like the pump, the compressor's better, but basically the tank's the same. I bought mine when I first bought my house. Probably going on six years ago, almost 7. Wait, is it 2021? Yeah, it's April 2021. I think we just hit 6 years. I think I bought it in 15. So yeah, 6 years ago, and it's still running. Granted, I don't use it often. Excuse me for smoking. I did not go get my e-cigarettes today. Because I'm lazy. That's the excuse I'm going to use. But yeah, Craftsman, I mean, I don't know about the new stuff. I got a hard guess. This one ain't going to last 23 years like the last one. And if it sprung a leak, I'm kind of wondering, like, if that leak could have been fixed. Maybe I'm crazy. We'll leave it at that. But, yeah, this one ain't gonna last 23 years. Uh-oh. He bought the Nipex. He wants to see what all the fuss is about. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be very happy. What's going on in the chat? What did Renegade say? The Lyle tap socket set is awesome. Trust me, I'm an engineer. Wait, no, I'm not, but I did state. Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me, you bastard. oh, that's rough. I didn't even see that coming. It shows some age right there. That's an older one. I don't even think the kids know about that one. Last I've heard any of those it feels like a decade. Probably yesterday, but it feels like a decade. What? See, this is the stuff I'm talking about. Sometimes you just get questions on here that... Is that a bicycle? Oh, yeah. Oh, what? Okay. Oh, he deleted it, so, okay. Yeah. The guy deleted it. Probably because it looked like he actually got his answer, but at the same time it looked like he kind of asked like a slightly silly question. Stanley, it looks like. Wood plane. Yep. Stanley Bailey, number 3. I don't do enough woodwork. Brad's workbench does more. Oh, and real quick, I got 8 of you in here. Lovely souls. If you've noticed, and I mean, this has been a case, but I've been messaging, talking back and forth with Brad in some of my free time. If you haven't noticed, some of his content may have, like, slowed down. He actually went back to full-time work a little while ago. And so that's part of the reason why. He's still working on his side projects. He's still available for woodworking and signs and turnings and things like that. And as a matter of fact, I'm on his Patreon. I don't know what tier level I'm on in terms of donations, but it's, in terms of Patreon donations, it's pretty substantial. And I actually have, like, I get a discount, right, on my projects that I order from him. And he asked me if I wanted to order something the other day, like a project, if I wanted, like, a sign or, something. And, like, I thought yes at the first. I was like, okay, yeah, like, I'll probably look into it. Candle holder, I think Mark said that would be a good idea because of the candle cam. But like, then I hear him talking about, like, he's working and he's trying to do this and he's still trying to do side projects and videos, and I'm like, I don't want to bother the guy. Like, I know I get a discount and stuff, but, like, I don't want to force his hand on anything, like, too crazy. So maybe I'll still come up with something. No, that's the best. I think, Renegade, I think you're right on that. Sometimes I will sit and laugh with myself over stuff way, like, if an outside person really looked and saw like me just going about my business, having my own moments and whatever, like, they'd probably think I was crazy, because I will just, like, lose it, if I find something funny, or if it reminds me of something else that's, funny, yada yada yada. But yeah, it's just, I think you have to be able to laugh at yourself, with yourself, or else you're not going to make it through life, intact. It's a very important skill or trait to have, to be able to do that. And I definitely think those are my kind of people, obviously, right? All right, let's see what else we get. Oh, Milwaukee fandom. Going through all the tools in my truck, replacing some, adding a bunch, and oh, geez, okay, all right, okay. He's working on big boy stuff. What the hell are you doing? Jesus, dude. Whatever he's doing a lot of it, and it's big. And he ain't playing around. You see these pry bars? Jeez. Yeah, he's doing real work. I'm jealous. I can't even change my own oil. Ooh. What do we have here? That's a nice hammer. That's like a framing hammer? Is it? I've never been turned on by a hammer before. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's I don't care who you are, that's sexy. What? And it's titanium? Oh man, and it's got the nail magnet. I want to say this is a framing hammer. I want to say. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. That's sexy. Oh. Oh, that's sexy. That's nice. Okay. Back at it. Seriously, how fast do you need to remove and install a Schrader valve core? Oh God. I mean, there are a lot of turns. It's a very tight thread count. I mean, eh. Okay, yeah. I mean, I feel him though. And $36? $36 for that? I don't know what brand it is, but whatever it is, it's overpriced. Yeah, no, thank you. Wait, what? We're the same temp as Canada. Oh, yeah, that does make it worse. Bill? Oh, flat rate. Yeah, okay, flat rate. But if you're flat rate, what are you doing removing cores on a tire? That's for tire techs and lube techs, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Ryobi 1 hammer drill, brushless skill saw, and a new DeWalt blade. Alright, birthday gifts, that's pretty cool. New tools for a project, gotta love projects. Somebody bought the Milwaukee pack out. Been waiting for a sale, finally saw a half decent one at Home Depot. Very excited to begin organizing the layout. Yeah, one of the guys at my place is currently, we'll see how this goes in the future, but he's currently a like a bouncing, traveling, floating technician, whatever you want to call it. And he bought a Klein like pack out system, but it's not a pack out. It's like like one of them little standalone rolly tool things, and I had to question why. Like, I mean, I get it. He needs to take his tools with him where he goes, but it just seems like if you have the relatively, reasonably unlimited budget of Amazon, you could have got the Milwaukee pack out or something else. Like, I don't know why you went with the Klein. I actually made the comment when I first saw it. I was like, really? The Klein? Like, you could have chose anything and you went with the Klein? Like, okay. I guess if it works for you. And I want to say it's like a canvas bag top or something. Let me see if I can Google search. Klein rolling tool bag. Yeah, that's literally it. Tradesman Pro. No, wait, that might not be it. Let's look at images. No, you know what? I think I'm right. I think that is it. I think that's what he ordered. Or maybe it's this one. That's not the hard case. Maybe it's this one. I can't remember. It's been a little bit since I looked at it. But yeah, he bought like something like this instead of like a pack out or anything else. Like, he bought that. It's either this canvas one or it's this one with the hard case top thing. Not what I would have chose, That's all I'm saying. Not what I would have chose. And that's the other thing. I have some of these sites and some of these guys, as I travel around and see some of what they're doing. Some of these guys order stuff they just don't need, will probably never use often. And I'm just like, and they're still buying like the high dollar versions. I bought a set of, Ooh. Hold on, let me show you this. And I'm not gonna say, let me Pro. Let's see. I'm sure this will pop up fast. Maybe it's discontinued. It was. Oh no, here it is. I think. Yeah. Okay. So, you see this here. I bought this Work Pro 300-piece drill driver kit for my site because reasons. But it's like, well, now it's down. It was like 80 something, almost $90 or so, I think, when we ordered it. But for what it is, and again, none of the individual components are super high quality. You get a bunch of long bits, you get a bunch of short bits, you get a bit extension there, you get some masonry bits, you get some wood bits, you get some spade bits, you get a few hole saws, common ones. You have the depth gauges there for different bits on some things. You have some punches. You have a huge assortment of bits of different types. It's if you're trying to go all in one and just have like one thing to carry around that's probably going to get you through most of what you're trying to do, it's not a bad kit. Obviously, like with the masonry bits, they're smaller, they're not SDS, like it's just for like, smaller things, obviously, like mounting things into cinder blocks and whatnot. You're not doing lag bolts into the concrete floor with them. But for most intents and purposes of like apartment maintenance or just different stuff, this is gonna get you where you need to go. And I bought it, and I actually used it today. We were doing some stuff, and it's just such an easy grab and go because you're gonna have almost whatever you need in this kit. And I like the folding. Let me go back, mousey mouse. The folding case thing that you see there. At first, it is like slightly awkward because it's got two sets of like locking clips. But like once you kind of get used to it, like pulling it out, it's not bad. Like, and actually the case is really good. Like all the drill bits stay in place. Like stuff's not flying and falling everywhere. They're all actually kind of probably too hard to pull out. Like I'll pop one of the punches and then use that to pry out the drill bits and things that I need. It's actually a pretty good deal. I mean, if you need like a big, theoretically all-inclusive set, it's not that bad to carry around. Throwing that out there. Work Pro. I got a t-shirt somewhere. It's going up on the wall when I, hopefully in the next couple of days, redo this wall. You can't see it. It's the same. I think I showed it to you guys a couple of weeks ago, but it's gonna hopefully be decorated with Renegade's SK banner that he won and was nice enough to give me. I still have it. It's still going on the wall, but I want to attempt to do it right. So I got some stuff. I think it's going to work to hang it without violating my lease of my apartment, and we're going to do some things. Oh, I got really creative with, I said I needed last week, I said I needed a way to hang these t-shirts in like a reasonable fashion. I got slightly miniature clothespin clips, and I think I'm going to attach Velcro to those because they're like the adhesive Velcro. So I'm gonna adhesive Velcro to that, to the wall, and see how that works. Hopefully with 3 or 4 of them per t-shirt, it hopefully will work. We'll see what I can make happen. But I came up with a plan. I am making progress. It's just not substantial. Oh, while the West Coast is swinging in, there goes the show. Brad's here. We were just talking about you. I was telling everybody that, you're so bored at home with all your free time, and I told them that they should all get stuff made by you so they can wait forever on you to actually complete it. Because, I was talking about, if they don't know and they haven't been paying attention or watching, that there is the full-time job status that has recently, in the last couple of, 2 months tops, occurred. I was saying, if you haven't seen Brad around, it's because he's working and doing his side projects and everything else at the same time. And I was actually commenting on how I kind of felt bad, like I didn't want to order anything and, put you further behind on projects. But I am actually going to, I think I am going to order something. So I'll come up with something. I will let you know, obviously. There's few creators on YouTube that like truly, I guess, capture my like admiration. Like there's a few, and some of them are not in the genres that you guys are even gonna know. I watch all kinds of stuff, but even early on, when I really like, I don't even think I had a channel yet. I almost guarantee I didn't. Like I know I stumbled on some of Brad's stuff early, and then when I really started getting into YouTube and doing some stuff, I continued to watch, and like Brad's channel, it just has always struck me as, you know, he's just literally being himself. He's doing what he does. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. And there's not a lot of that. I mean, even I, to some degree, very small degree, but even I kind of like cater to the audience a little bit. Like I think we all kind of tend to some small degree, but like Brad never really does that. He just kind of does what he does and goes about his business, and it's worked really well for him. And I think like he's one of the largest that I know. I mean, there's not many that are, normal, working class, so to speak, YouTubers. Like a lot of anybody that's basically over Brad probably is doing it in a more of a professional fashion. Like Brad's still kind of like doing his thing and projects and woodworking and everything else and all these other things at the same time. So that it takes a lot of skill, and his craft has come a long way. So it's just pure admiration. If you haven't gotten over to Brad's Patreon or to his second channel for Brad's wood turning, go check those out. Any of the moderators, Brad himself, could put the links in the description if you feel the need. He makes cool stuff. I've gotten 2 projects, 2 signs made from him already. Yeah, it's awesome stuff, and you can't really support a better creator than one that you really think highly of, and that's what I do. It's such a weird place, like the YouTube and the creator, Patreon and donations and all these things that it seems odd. If you'd have told us 10, 15 years ago, you'd be doing videos on the internet and people would be donating you money or, whatever have you. You'd be like, have I gone that far? like, have I fallen that far? Am I doing, like, online porn? Like, no, it's about tools. Like, yeah, tools. Like, no. Like, it's just the world has changed so much, and I don't even know if I necessarily subscribe to it. I mean, I donate to others, I was in Client Graphics live stream the other night, stopped in for like 5 minutes just to throw them a super chat and duck out. CP came over here for the first time in quite a while. The other week, last week, and donated $5. I mean, we kind of throw money back and forth, some of us creators, but a lot of it comes from you guys, the fans and things, and it's still, I mean, it's nice, but it's still, I mean, it kind of feels weird. At least it's not like you handing money, then it would just be even worse, I guess, but it's a very strange thing. If you'd have told me a while back that I was going to be doing this, live streams and tool videos and all this, and have all these people on the internet from all across the U.S. and other places that I know and talk to on a regular basis about tools and this and that. And I've been like, what? Like, I ain't got time for that. Which, at this current point in time, I barely do. But it's, I know Brad hates, and I know he's commenting about it right now. Yeah. It's, like, I still feel weird about talking about that I have a YouTube channel, or I still feel weird when, like, I mean, it's nice, like, I feel still humble about it, but when somebody donates, Like, I don't know. Like, because most of obviously, all the actual donations come from the lives, and most of my lives are pretty much what you see here. Me drinking beer, us talking about tools or this or that, or there was a few of me wrenching on the Fiesta in the garage, but Larry, don't do that. I'm talking about it. I'm not... Seriously, no, that's not it. I'm talking about it. I'm not... It's an odd thing. Thank you, Larry. And I hate you. And you know what? You just pointed out another problem. I have got to figure this out. Donation. Can I test it while I'm recording? I don't think I can test it. I don't know why the little guy's not coming up. The little Rockstar guy that I had set up, I don't understand why it's not working. Because the last week or whatever CP donated, it didn't work either. So I'll say that I will try to figure that out because it makes me feel bad. The least I can do is make a little guy dance and play guitar. But this whole YouTube thing, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I started it with, like, I don't know what intentions. Like, I had free time. I saw a bunch of other people doing other, stuff. And I was like, I could do that. Like, sure, why? And I actually, in a lot of respects, I already was doing that. I was going anyway. Okay, well, thank you, Larry. I appreciate it more than you know. But, like, I kind of just started out of boredom to fill time, which is hilarious because fast forward about 3 years and I don't have any time. So it's definitely a crapshoot. But, I mean, some people, depends on, what circles you're in and what you're talking about. Some people turn this stuff into, like, a legitimate business and make real money off of it. Brad's on the precipice of that, I think, with the right push in the right direction, and exposure. I think he could get there and really turn it into Rust Belt mechanic. Here local to my area, he turned it into a real employment opportunity. It's just weird stuff like that. I mean, the world's a strange place. It's like what was it? I talked to some chick on a dating app. It was years ago. But I remember I asked her what she did. And she said she was a social media consultant, or some insert weird word here. She was a social media consultant for like, I don't know, a company, some companies, I forget. It wasn't a long thing. And I was like, wait, so like Facebook? I mean, at the time, that's pretty much all I knew. And she was like, well, yeah, I help run and consult on their social media presence and how to, like, up the game and do it better and yada, yada, yada. And if they have a social media team, I'll work with them. If they don't, like, I, for the most part, am their social media team for a short period until they can hire somebody to do it. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're telling me these companies hire somebody. It's their job to be their Facebook poster, basically, like, and comment replier, like, what? And that's, if you look at it now, like, when you like us with the tool companies, when you message also Tools Not Granted, like, in a lot of these companies, is that somebody's only job? Probably not. But that's a job now. You're the Facebook or the Instagram face or the social media face of, Klein Tools. Get out there and give away some tools every Friday or whatever. Like, what? Like, you're going to pay me for this? But sadly, it's become like a real thing. Too much drama on some of the live streams. What are you talking about, Renegade? Who are you talking about? What's Bill talking about? larger channels, but I like smaller channels chats because I feel like I'm more involved. Dude, you are not lying. I mean, I don't know, and I like ours. I think ours stays pretty good. When Brad's not here, but but like ours, like I was looking at it the other day. Well, not looking at it, but I saw somebody else was live. One of the other relatively small channels, whoever it was, they had like 25 people or something. It was like, I wouldn't know what to do with. I ignore the chat at 5 people. Like, 25, I can't even begin to keep up. Like, there's no way. So, I kind of thought about that. I was like, like I kind of like want my live streams to grow in some respect a little bit. You know what I mean? Out of like that whole thing. But at the same time, like you're saying, I wouldn't want to deal with those problems. But I will say, and this is not, it's obviously not anything to do with money. But I will say, the more people you got bouncing around in your chat, and like these ones that have thousands of people and stuff, man, the super chats and the money aspect of it. And I know, and well, some of you guys don't, but YouTube takes, let's just call it 40%. It's somewhere in that neighborhood, and that's across the board. I don't know what the limit of super chat is. I know I've seen like 100 and 200 and 500, I think, on different channels. But whatever it is that you donate, like YouTube takes a cut of that. And it's, yeah, somewhere in the neighborhood of 40%. 35, 40%. I don't know. But like it's kind of, I mean, I don't mind it, and it's still cool, and I still get it, the money. But on the big ones, like the big channels, oh my god. Like, some of these guys, different channels, different genres, it depends, but some of these guys are getting thousands of dollars in the course of a live stream. Like, you don't have to work. Like, strippers don't even do that well. But you're talking about somebody's hobby or somebody's interest or whatever, and it sounds really crazy. But I mean, I think, and that's not where we're going. That's not necessarily where we want to get. But I can say like it's interesting to watch like the different live streams. Some of them, like, you see a lot of donating happening. Some of them you don't. Like, I've been recently, because of over here, the crypto. Oh, how's my stuff doing? Where's it at? Hold on. Let me go back. I gotta check. I gotta see if I can sell yet. I can't really, but I'm gonna look. Oh, we're at 29.4. Okay, we're down a little bit. See that? See that? Oh, that's lube tech stuff right there. That guy works at Jiffy Lube. He just keeps selling all day. Anyhow, so we'll go back. It's really weird that these people can make like a stable living. And yes, like OnlyFans or whatever that is. I'm sure those girls are doing whatever. But like, strippers don't make some of the money that some of the YouTubers make anymore. And that's not got nothing to do with COVID or anything else. It's just literally, it's a different world now. You can, if you like woodworking, you can be on Brad's stuff and you can donate to him to make sure that he sees your question. A lot of them, and this is some of what you're talking about, Walter, is, I think it was Walter. It was either Walter or Bill. I think it was Walter. It's the smaller chats feel better because, like, I mean, I ignore the chat to a degree. I get on these rants and I don't read them as much as I should, but like I try to get back to them. I suck at it, but I try to. Most people, I guess, they just kind of read the chat, and I don't want to do that either. So anyhow, but on the big channels, you almost have to super chat for them to even acknowledge it. Like, it's kind of like that. Like, once you get past a certain level, like, once you have, like, 100, 200 people in your live stream, it's almost like they have to donate to be heard. And that's, like, kind of nice and kind of sad at the same time. It's nice because it shows that you're getting big enough to attract a larger crowd, yada, yada, yada. But it's kind of bad because you can't show like that normal personal attention to like everybody. Like I know if somebody asks me on a whim at any given moment, like who are the people that show up in your live streams on a regular basis, I could name most of y'all at the very least by YouTube tag. Some of you, by actual name. You know what I mean? And some of you I talk to on the phone and other methods of communication, Instagram messages and Facebook messages and things. So, like, yeah, my chats, my live streams are much more of a smaller, community of just a few guys hanging out, basically. Some of the big ones are kind of crazy. Like, I remember sitting in, like, Justin Dow's live streams when he was really big on doing them, or at least he was. I don't know if he still is, but that would be like probably like 100 or more people, I think, at some points. That's just crazy. You almost can't even keep up. It's like this, but the chat's just running and you miss like half of it. Like he basically just picks a comment every so often to then re-engage the conversation, whatever's going on. Wait. Renegade figured out something wasn't going to work long. Hold on. Too much drama on some of the live streams. Walter Frederick says, oh, see, I got to do this. Like, I hate these live streams that read chat, but I like reading it for you guys so you can hear what I'm, I guess, about to talk about. But some of them, like, legitimately just read the chat, and they get donated money, and tons of people show up, and I don't understand that. Walter says, one live stream was a Jerry Springer episode was on. Justin Dow's a few years ago was Jay Young and Justin Sturgill going off. Oh! Yeah, I think that's not exactly the time, but that's about the time. Yeah, I think I was around then because I remember hearing all about the Red Wrench Mafia, I think they called it. He was trying to use like his fan base as like a weapon against, and that's where some of the division, I'm not saying all, but that's where some of the division in the tool community came from, and I just cut like I was like, I'll talk to who I talk to. I think I still sort of talk to some people on both sides of the riff, as if there is a riff, but there is one. It exists, trust me. But yeah, like, I still talk to whoever I talk to, but I quit watching Dow's channel. Nothing personal, just wasn't into it. I never watched Jay Young or, who's the other guy? The one that everybody hates. Coon Trucking or whatever. Yeah, I've seen some of his videos. I'm not saying they're bad. A lot of people have things to say. I don't know. I don't watch him. He's not charismatic. He doesn't seem genuine. Insert whatever reason you want here. He just bores me. I don't know. I don't watch his stuff. I've seen a couple, and I was like, oh, like what's this whole thing about? Because he's supposed to be like the king of Tool Tube or something, and I was just not impressed. I'm not impressive, but I'm not trying to be. If you got a shit ton of, sorry, oh well, yeah, Bill's still here. Sorry. If you got a ton of people watching you, and whatever, you would think you would be a little more, or at least attempt to be a little more charismatic. I mean, if there were 1,000 people in this chat, like, I'd have lights behind me, and we'd be doing stuff, and I'd be throwing beer bottles for no reason, and there would be excitement, because at that point, you're kind of putting on a show. This is just me hanging out with some friends, drinking some beer every Wednesday night. Like, that's what we've been doing for months now. Renegade drinks his coffee. I drink my beer. Insert other alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverages here for everyone else. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, ToolTube, it kind of upset me when I found that out too. Because, yeah, CP and the Heavy Wrench are good. I like CP. I like CP. I'm going to go on record and say I like CP. I have nothing wrong, like no problems with the guy. But, like, there was a while back, something, like, drama, people coming into his chat, doing something. Like, it was just kind of this whole thing. And I'm going to make it sound more important than it was. But in my mind, I was just, like, flashback to, like, the Justin Dow stuff and all this other. And I'm just like, oh. You're like, I don't know if I want to deal with all this. Because it seemed like there were some sides taken or like somebody saying something about the other. Or I don't even know what. I don't pretend to know what. But whatever it was, it didn't sound good. And I was just like, oh, God. And I've stopped in on CP's live streams occasionally when I have time in between then and now. And it seems like everything's calmed down. But like, I don't need any drama. I just want to talk about tools that I don't own, like these pneumatic impacts right here and this chisel gun. Like, I just want to talk about these. Like, I don't want to, or talk about what ratchet's good or this or that. I'm not putting myself up against some, certified ASE technician that's been in the business for 20 years and tells me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I mean, I guess according to you, I don't. But you know what? Like, I still work on my own stuff. I still do my own thing. Like, you're not going to stop that. And you're not here to help me when I'm in the middle of a project. So if I get it done, then I get it done my way. And if it screws up, guess what? I'll suffer the consequences. If there was a better way to do it, then great, but this is the way I found to do it. Whatever. Like, a lot of people use it as like a measuring contest for your manhood or who knows what else. Clout chase. I don't know. I don't get a lot of it. I have 1,400 and I think 50 subscribers. You know how long it's taken me to get that? And I mean, I've fallen off in recent months because of everything going on. That's fine, I guess. But most of my subscribers don't even watch my channel. If I put out a video, I get like 30 or 40 views. Most of my subscribers came from like helpful videos that gave them some information on a repair or a process or something, and they subscribed out of kindness of their heart and then forgot about me, which is fine. That's cool. But I mean, like, I have a mildly decent subscriber count. But nobody watches my channel. Not on a regular basis. Not those people. You know what I mean? It's not as bad. Last time I checked out one of the tool car guys on the other side of the rift. Last time I checked him out, he was at like 70 or some odd thousand like viewers, but when he would put out a video, he was still getting like 100 to 200 views or something. Like that's when you know it's time to hang it up, right? Like if I was doing my live streams every week, and granted, I love you guys. I appreciate all of you for coming, hanging out, letting me ignore your comments in the chat. But no, I really do. I appreciate everyone that comes out. Larry for donating. Anyone else that happened to ever donate, like more than you know. Like, and this is nothing to do with the live stream right now, but I'm telling you, I would make more at my level from a super chat donation in a live stream than I would making an entire video for like a month. Now, the video over a long term will potentially make more than the super chat, but like in the short term, much better money in the live streams if you actually get donation. But it's just us chilling like this whole thing, and some of these other guys, and they do all this stuff, and I just don't get it. I don't understand all of it. Amos is heading out. Major Weakness stopped in. It's good to see you, sir. I've been off my game. I won't lie. There's been a lot going on. I haven't been by the channel a little bit. Actually, that might be a lie. I think I was there not too crazy long ago. I did check out a video, and this is going to sound condescending and kind of placating, but I can't offhand remember what it is. But I remember it was like the first thing I had seen from you in a while, and I was kind of like wondering if like the YouTube algorithm was hating on you or me in either respect. But like it was the first thing I had seen in a while, so I clicked on it. I want to say it was a repair video. Might have been something about the Jeep. But it wasn't too long ago. I'd say within the last few months, I would think. But yeah, we were just talking over some of the YouTube silliness and everything else going on, and people and drama, and this stuff happens. I think most of us try to stay away from it. But anyhow, it is getting mildly late, and I am on the far side of this second 10% beer, and that does me no good. And I am rambling a lot, and I'm missing lots of chats and things. And Larry, I do again appreciate it. You usually do one a week. You're crazy, dude. I haven't been able to bring myself to do one in months. Obviously, circumstances and things play into that, but I will say this: I've recorded a few, but I've not. Actually, I need to get back to it because I don't think I've edited a video in its entirety in a while. I'm probably gonna forget some of those nuances of the video editing process if I don't get back into it. So good. Thanks for the heads up, Major. I will. I'll try to keep up a little better. I'm going to go ahead and in the stream here attempt to drink the rest of this beer and then go to bed because they're so strong. It's ridiculous. But I appreciate everyone heading out. Larry, appreciate the super chat more than you know. And I will see you guys at the minimum of next week. We'll see if I actually put out a video this week. We'll try to come up with something. Right, and that's it, Scott. It's just everybody's doing their own thing. We have what time we have available. We can only put so much attention into what we can. Like, I think a lot of people take a lot of things too seriously. Hobbies and things. I guess it depends on what you're talking about. But some people just blow things way out of proportion and cause issue, and that's never fun. But yes, I think most of us, the majority of us, are very easygoing, relatively level-headed individuals, and we can get along with just about anybody. Or at least I can. All right, guys. That's it for me this week. I will see you at the very minimum next week on Wednesday. Till then, take care. Major, Bill, Walter, Larry, Amos, Scott, Renegade. I didn't see Mark. I wonder why Mark wasn't in here. He must have been busy. But everyone who stopped by the stream, thank you for stopping by and continuing to make this a fun and forgetful Wednesday night. Forgetful in terms of the work stress and things that we all deal with. So I appreciate it. It does me well. I hope it does you guys well. And I will see you next week.